my League of Legends EUW ranked solo queue experience. It's the end of the 8th season in League, and about 2 weeks ago I decided to go for Diamond. Today I'm going to try my hardest to articulate that experience in a way that'll truly convey how big of a mistake I made in life. Because I got so fucking addicted to grinding out solo queue, I didn't actually bother recording the vast majority of my games. So as background footage to me talking, I'll show a few clips that I did manage to record, and the rest will just be me playing blind pig. Before I get into the feeders, the AFKs, the dead fucking terrible bastards, and all the other reasons why EUW is the 7th circle of hell, I'll start by mentioning everything I liked about getting heavily into League and Ranked, since that's a minority of the video. For one, playing solo queue not to fuck about with my friends or make a video was a nice change of pace. It's genuinely more rewarding to play this game in a competitive environment. You're more emotionally invested and there's no doubt that when it works it's pretty fun. Here's a game that I think is a fantastic example. My team is disorganized and generally fucking about. The enemies are definitely ahead and they're working well together. So I tell Diana to hard focus Lucian. She actually fucking does it, which sets me up to roll in and get our team a clean ace. The enemy see us starting to come back, so they make a hard push for the Nexus, yet we manage to defend it with barely any health. We hard engage on them for the final fight and manage to take it home because they were out of position without their marksman. This is League at its best, where I feel like my actions matter and that both my ability to play the game and work with my team actually has an effect on the outcome of the game. If I hadn't stomped Renekton and made the right decisions, we would have lost. And that was everything nice I had to say about League ranked solo queue on EU West. Now let's get into what it's actually like 99% of the time. When you got teammates crusading the alt chat for 90% of the game instead of playing. When your team goes AFK. When you get matched against Urgot or Victor. When your team is just so dead fucking terrible you wonder how they made it past the tutorial. I've said it before and I'll say it time and time again. League ranked below mid-diamond is not about who plays best. It's about who throws the least, and more importantly who throws last. It's so fucking frustrating to play your best for 55 minutes just for one guy to run into the enemies and ruin everything. Even if I win my lane, get really fed and play really well, it's quite rare that it felt like I had a significant impact on the game. The vast majority of the time it feels less like a strategic battle arena game and more like rolling the dice on the same repetitive bullshit. Anyways, this is what the experience is like. You spend 30 to 50 minutes with the scum of the earth. EUW solo queue is filled with the bottom of the barrel, the absolute worst humanity has to offer. Consider that I played over half of my games to get Diamond in the last 3 days of the ranked season, and you actually have a cancer multiplier. This experience has reminded me to the very core of my being what I fucking despise about this game. One of my biggest problems with League will always be how one guy can fucking ruin everything for his whole team. It feels like no matter how well I play, I constantly run into the most ridiculous shit. I'll play really well and carry a game just to then be teamed with a guy who should be at a therapy session and not a League game. Someone who's clearly mentally ill even by my standards. Your whole team can outplay the enemy team for 40 minutes, yet this fucker can ruin everything by running in and dying. I'll think, hey, you win some, you lose some. Every now and then that'll happen to the opponents. Queue up again, play my fucking best, carry the game, whew. It's like that bad game never happened. Boom. Now I get matched with a 116 bot lane Janna Ezreal who blames everything on the jungle difference. LP comes, LP goes. I just flow with the river. If I play my best and keep the right headspace over a long enough period of time, I'll eventually climb. Boom. Then I get matched with people that are literally dying on purpose because they've gone through what I'm going through for 9 hours in a row. And on some fucking level, I can't blame them. Subconsciously, I know that if I played ranked for a few more weeks, I could easily become one of them. I'll play my fucking heart out, carry another game, and then I get a person with 700 ping as my mid laner, who outright refuses to restart her router since she's afraid we'll report her for leaving. At this point, I've spent a solid 5 hours gaining 3 LP, and I was having a good time maybe 5% of that time frame if I'm being generous. Then I stop for the day, think, hey, tomorrow I'll do better. Log in the day after, boom, 25 game chat restriction. Now even if I make it to Diamond, I won't get the rewards. Somehow, I managed to get my honor level unlocked, and Riot recently backtracked on how long we have to get honor level 2 to be able to get rewards. But what the fuck? Since when did we reach a point where telling people how fucking terrible they are in a video game means I can't unlock shit in the game? Here's what my account got schwacked for. It should be against the rules to suck so much fucking dick at one given time, that way we could arrest Ezreal. I stand by that statement wholeheartedly. Alright. Next exempt. She should literally just have fucking restarted her router! And Riot glanced over the part where I wrote, My bad, guys, just kinda tilted. Besides, the bottom line is that this Ezreal is a fucking fucker. One of the very common rats that have been poorly trained in using gaming peripherals. About 80% of the US player base consists of these rodents instead of humans. After actively playing League Rank for less than 2 weeks, I can tell it makes me a worse human being. I'm not even joking. I stopped hanging out with my friends on Discord. My girlfriend was at my place for a week, and I still spent several hours a day in front of the computer even when she was sick with a fever. I compulsively kept queuing up for game after game after game, even when I felt miserable or pissed off. I would continually skip sleep even though I'm well aware of how much worse it makes me feel. I stopped taking care of myself, stopped working out, stopped cooking food, began to order junk food, and generally just sacrificed having enough time and a surplus of energy for my friends, family, and the rest of my life. I know it sounds like a meme, but I'm dead serious. This is what I looked like 2 weeks ago, and this is what I look like now. What the fuck? This is what rank will do to you kids. I pretty much had a six-pack. 2 weeks. I did that in 2 weeks. And the thing is, normally when I don't have time for my friends or my girlfriend or my family or my life or taking care of myself, that's alright, because it's my decision. I choose to prioritize my job over people in my life because it matters a lot to me. Every now and then I have a huge project that I'm very passionate about and I really just want to put my everything into it. But when it's something I don't have control over, it pisses me off. When I just keep clicking ranked, queue up, play another game, and I don't even enjoy it. If you can't tell, I didn't make it to Diamond, by the way. I gave up on the final night at 5 AM in Plat 2. And to be honest, I probably belong in Plat anyways. It's become clear to me that spending excessive periods of time trying to better my ability in competitive League is a really poor way to prioritize my time here in sentient existence. It might seem like a joke when people say it, but League can genuinely be an addiction. It's an extremely addictive game, and if you're in a period of your life where you're not feeling on top, perhaps you're not getting enough sleep, exercise, nutrition, or all of the above, then spending several hours a day in solo queue will fucking zoom you into a depression. Not just are you doing something mindlessly degenerating, you're exposing yourself to an environment mostly occupied by the mentally ill, and regardless of how much Riot promotes positivity in their game and makes their image as clean as possible, it just doesn't reflect reality. How are they opposed to toxicity yet they still add a thumbs up button? How is it that my account gets restricted and you take away my rewards for being mean in the chat, when there's literally oceans of people who can single-handedly ruin the entire game for 9 other people in a way that's technically not against the rules? I played several hundred games and maybe went a bit overboard in very few of them. I normally barely use the chat. I think this punitive system on top of the ongoing state of rank makes it very unappealing. There's absolutely no sensible reason why you should expose yourself to the worst gaming environment in existence. Consciously choosing to spend over half an hour locked into an experience with 9 random people from the League community is one hell of a fucking commitment. Maybe I'm just fucking burned out on League Ranked and I enjoy it way less than the average person. That makes sense. I mean, I've played the game for over 7 years. But when I compare my thoughts and opinions on it with my friends, viewers, or just random people I meet in League, more often than not we're in overwhelming agreement. I could go on and on about the fucking hell I decided to put myself through, but since I don't have footage of any of it, I could just be talking out of my ass. I'll tell you about some of the most memorable moments though. I had a summoner named Introvert on my team who picked Malphite jungle. He then decided not to jungle and play bot lane instead. Our support Pyke then swapped and jungled without smite, and we somehow won this game in less than 20 minutes. Someone who beat me in lane also happened to call me a nigger, so I got his account banned. Suck my dick. About 9 out of 10 junglers in Plat are either all around very solid or extremely fucking terrible at jungling. I don't know what it is, but in most games there's one team with King Kong and one team with King Mong. In conclusion, League Ranked ain't for me. I'm probably still enough of a sucker to play it towards the very end of every season, but I stand by all the reasons I moved away from it. It's been a very good decision and I can highly recommend it. I still enjoy League with my friends as long as I don't play it super often, but I'm happy the ranked season is over. Off-season is hands down the best time of the year for League meta, seeing as Riot really opens up a lot of opportunities and lets the community really go to town on it since LCS and Worlds isn't happening. Now I know you can probably tell that I didn't put a ton of effort into this video. To put it bluntly, this is simply what I had the motivation to make. I wanted to talk about ranked, and this is just some footage I happen to have in the background. I don't want to force myself to put a shit ton of hours into every League video I make. Sometimes I have the motivation and drive to make something really special, and at other times you hear a burned out cunt talk about ranked for 10 minutes and 5 seconds. To be honest, right now I'm way more interested in making an Overwatch video, or maybe a video on Miniclip's 8-ball pool. We'll see. Speaking of my non-league videos, it's been a delight to make something different, and I'm extremely humbled by you guys' reaction and support to those videos. I'm gonna plug my last upload, which is my final Spore video. It's probably my highest effort video this whole year. If you compare it to this video, I put probably 5 to 10 times as much time and effort into making it. And I'm just so fucking happy with how it turned out. If you're just into League, I respect that, but if you're willing to try something new, I thought I'd direct you to the good shit. Stay groovy, homeboy.